Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises unto Yahawah, Ba'ashem YAHAWASHI, Ba'ashem RICANS. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and shalom to mighty Akim, Wathim, who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity. This is Brother Kawa Club coming at you with another lesson. Slack here for any background noises. Matthew chapter 18, verse 21. Then came Peter to him and said, Lord, how oft shall my brother sin against me, and I forgive him? Till 7 times. Yahawashi saith unto him, I say not unto thee until 7 times, but until 70 times 7. Alright. So, today's lesson is going to be about forgiveness and forgiving your brother. And, the thing I want to preface this by saying that this is not some sort of like Christian take or some Christian doctrine or some Christian explanation to this. Alright, I really want to make this known because the Christian mindset or the Christian doctrine is that literally no matter what someone does to you, you have to absolutely forgive them. If they slaughtered your whole freaking family line or whatever, you have to forgive them. If they did a whole bunch of atrocities, no matter what, you have to forgive them, when that's just unscriptural. Alright, let me first establish some of these things before I get into this, because I really want to get into Matthew chapter 18. Alright, that's going to be where the crux of the lesson comes from, but I want to get some stuff to preface stuff. Okay, firstly, Matthew chapter 12 verse 48. But he answered and said unto him, Matthew chapter 12 verse 48. But he answered and said unto him that told him, Who is my mother, and who are my brethren? And he stretched forth his hand towards his disciples and said, Behold my mother and my brethren. For whosoever shall do the will of my Father which is in heaven, the same is my brother and sister and mother. So we already we established that Yahawashi said that though he considers those people that are in the truth with him, that are believers with him, okay, that is his true family. Alright, so this is who it means when it says, that trespasses against you 7 times, 7 times. Okay, and the thing is, another thing to add about that is how, when you are in this truth, there is an understanding that comes behind it, where we are, number one, expected to do good to one another. So in reality, there surely shouldn't ever be an instance of any of us actually, doing a trespass or seeking to harm one another. So already that's kind of like the understanding, on top of the fact that, it's just, it should be very unlikely. Alright, so as a result of that, as a result of it being unlikely, there's also the intent of the preconceived understanding that they don't have, that a brother that is in this truth does not have any harm or have any malintent towards another brother. So, if something happens, it's most likely a misunderstanding, and we need to keep the peace because we are, brothers in Yahawashi, brothers in Yahawah. Alright, or brothers under Yahawah, Ba'ashem Yahawashi. Alright. So now, in addition to that, we established that, number one, our family is Yahawah, Yahawashi, and those that follow the word of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahawashi. Okay. Next, Ecclesiasticus chapter 25 verse 7, because next, let's read this verse. There be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue, a man that hath joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. So over here it says, he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. So there is joy, alright, in it when the Lord blesses someone that's in this truth with seeing their enemy fall. And enemy primarily being, the heathen nations primarily, but also, you got these, wicked Israelites, because, there are going to be times when the Lord, has, what's the word? they're going to be wicked 2/3, Jake, doing some wickedness and establishing themselves as enemies of not just us, but Yahweh. This Psalm chapter 139 verse 21, do not I hate them, O Lord, that hate thee, and am not I grieved with those that rise up against thee. Okay, so once again, enemies. All right, these are the enemies that we don't accept, and it's not necessarily an enemy that is okay with the Lord. Okay, so you really think that the Lord's gonna say he loves someone that hates him? All right, like you have to have some level of common sense to know that the fact that someone can genuinely say, on top of the fact that the Lord just hates, the Lord does hate, the Lord can hate. All right, you have to understand that the common sense that just because people, the Christians say that, oh, God doesn't hate and stuff like that, you're limiting God. We're made in God's image, and God, all the things that God has, or for the most part, he kind of like he gave us his emotions, his ability to feel, his ability to hate, love and hate, the balance of everything. All right, so now we also have the actual crux of the lessons, because we established once again, just to go over everything. Number one, who is our brother that we're supposed to be forgiving so many times, because there should not be any malintent towards one another. Okay, it's the people who are brothers and sisters that are doing the work. All right, similarly to us, like-minded Israelites as us, there's also joy in seeing our enemies fall. All right, as well as our enemies, more specifically, the heathens and whatnot. But maybe, yes, in some instances, 2/3 wicked demon jakes as well. And then finally, us in general, we do, the Lord has enemies and we need to hate them. All right, now understanding this, the inspiration to do this lesson came from this chapter, Matthew chapter 18, where I was reading it, and it really just got me thinking, like I really don't, me personally, I don't forgive. I really don't. I've never forgiven people like in this truth. I never thought to myself, like, I forgive X, Y, and Z, because I'm just so fixated on the Lord delivering the righteous judgment on people in general. But yet I just can't, I just never thought of taking a step back and just saying, you know what, especially more primarily between the people in my immediate circle, the people that I actually care about. I just never thought, you know what, if someone wrongs me or does something, I don't need to think, okay, well, I'm not going to do anything, I'm not going to say anything, I'm going to let the Lord handle it, and stuff like that. I just need to think, instead of doing that, I should be thinking, you know what, I genuinely forgive you. I forgive this person. You know what, I'm not going to get mad, I'm not going to do this, that, and the third. And that's just been something that I've missed in my life. All right, and Yahawadah, I'm going to make that change, now, not today, not tomorrow, but right now. All right, it's just like it's something that we all need to remember. Okay, but I think the importance of me saying this is just the fact of understanding the fact that, being in this truth, we do learn that Esau has to be judged, but then we forget about the mercy of Yahawadah as well as forgiveness. All right, so which is why I'm going to read this parable. Matthew chapter 18 verse 23, therefore is the kingdom of heaven likened unto a certain king, which would take account of his servants, and when he had begun to reckon, one was brought unto him, which owed him 10,000 talents. Before as much as he had not to pay, his Lord commanded him to be sold, and his wife and children, all that he had, and payment to be made. Slakia. The servant therefore fell down and worshipped him, saying, Lord, have patience with me, and I will pay thee all. Then the Lord of that servant was moved with compassion, and loosed him, and forgave him the debt. But the same servant went out and found one of his fellow servants, which owed him 100 pence, and he laid hands on him, and took him by the throat, saying, Pay me that thou owest. And you know what, Slakia, right quick, I just want to insert the comparison is the king is supposed to be YAHAWASHI. The servant is supposed to be just, it could be literally any of us. All right, that's the thing. It could be any of us. So when we owe YAHAWASHI way more than we could ever have, we could ever do. All right, but yet if someone does something to us, if someone owes us something, are we going to be able to give that same mercy? 10,000 talents. All right, if you owed $1 million to someone, all right, and then they just said, okay, you know what, you don't need to pay me the $1 million anymore. No, think of that, how much mercy that has, there is in that. All right, being forgiven $1 million debt, and then when someone owes you just $100, all right, just $100, yeah, it's not like that's comparatively not enough. You're ready to kill them for it. You're ready to open a civil lawsuit on them or whatever. All right, and then like how can we expect mercy and forgiveness if we're not able to give mercy and forgiveness to other people for less? All right, that's the thing that we need to understand. We need to remember. All right, be more willing to forgive and just let things go sometimes. All right. Verse 30, and he would not, but went and cast him into prison till he should pay the debt. And when his fellow servants saw what was done, they were very sorry, and came and told unto their Lord all that was done. Then his Lord, after that he had called him, said unto him, O thou wicked servant, I forgave thee all that debt, because thou desirest me. Shouldst not thou also have had compassion on thy fellow servant, even as I had pity on thee? And his Lord was wroth, and delivered him to the tormentors till he should pay all that was due unto him. So likewise shall my heavenly Father do also unto you, if ye from your hearts forgive not everyone his brother their trespasses. So that's really all I want to get into. It's a very beautiful lesson, and something that you might not. And it's just like the thing is, like, for me personally, I don't really catch these things the first go around. It's really something that either someone has to let you know, or maybe you have to constantly read, which is why I do read. I try to read every day, so that something can be ignited in me to remember, or to not necessarily remember, but learn something that I didn't catch before. All right, so Tawadi Yabashmi, I call Allah Yabashmi for giving me the spirit to do this lesson, and for actually helping me to catch this lesson in the first place. So with that, I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praises unto YAHAWAH, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone, Abad Babal, and Shalom.